They tip off action this week on Wednesday versus Temple at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN3. Coach Dooley, thanks for joining us. Please let us know your thoughts on the Pirates this season.
Well, I think we've made some progress the last couple of weeks. We've definitely gotten better, and still a long way to go. But I do think that we're gaining on becoming a better team than we were earlier in the year. And I think some of our young guys are starting to understand what we need to do to be successful. And I also think it's we've seen how good the teams in our league are in our preseason, in our early season games.
Thank you, Coach. And a reminder to all of our participants, *1 to ask a question for Coach Dooley.
We will take a question from Brian Murphy with Orlando Sentinel. Please go ahead.
Hi, Coach Dooley. I just want to get your impressions on UCF after yesterday's game. What are your impressions on them?
Well, I mean, they're very experienced, and you can tell they've played together for a while. They defensively, I think they're an elite level defensive team, like a couple of teams in our league are. Obviously Taco's a different type of preparation. You can't simulate what he does, and I think from the team last year, watching tape on him and having scrimmage against him, I think that Aubrey Dawkins is a tremendous X factor, and he can score a multitude of ways. You can play him as a small four and mismatch problem. I think Johnny's done a really good job, and they've got a really good team.
Thank you.
Coach Dooley, you have one of the top freshmen in the conference this season in Jaden Gardner. He is coming off a 35-point, 20-rebound effort in his last game out. Talk about what he's meant to his program in the first year with the team.
Well, hopefully, we think he's a foundational type guy, and I think one of the exciting things about him is we don't think he's a finished product. He's continuing to figure some things out, and I think he'll be a guy that we can facilitate through, going through this season. And, one of our goals is obviously to get our younger guys older for next year and also add some pieces to go with them. But he's a guy that from an effort standpoint and a dependability standpoint, that every day you get the same type of effort, and I think it's been rewarded, and his hard work's been rewarded. And I think the good thing for us and the good thing for him is I still think he has another level to go to.
Thank you, Coach. And again, a reminder, please *1 to ask a question of ECU head coach Joe Dooley. And, Coach, in addition to Jaden, it seems like someone else can step up for you at any given time, whether it be Sean Williams, Seth Legay, KJ Davis. Talk about having guys that can step up when you ever need them.
Well, we need a bunch of guys to step up, and consistently. We've had some guys that have stepped up on an individual night, but the one thing we need to do is we need to develop some consistency offensively. For the most part, our defensive effort has been pretty good. I just think from an offensive standpoint, if we wouldn't turn it over at timely times, we had a bunch of numerous timely turnovers that have really hurt us. And when we've called back in the games or when we're in the game, and it probably helped cost us the game. But I think they're getting some minutes. Sean obviously played a bunch of minutes last year, but we need Sean and we need Seth and we need KJ to be a little bit more consistent to get us better.
We do have a question from Taylor Eldridge with the Wichita Eagle. Please go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Yeah, I was just wondering with Jaden, for him to get that many rebounds at just 6'6", if you could just speak to just the energy he brings, the motor. How is a guy that's, kind of undersized in the post, just a freshman, how's he able to, get that many rebounds and be that effective?
Well, one thing I think is when you go after the ball, you pursue every rebound, it mathematically gives you a better chance. And he pursues the ball. He rebounds with two hands. He anticipates. I think the other thing he does is he'll run down a loose ball. He's not, ball's batted around. He'll go find a way to go get it. on the offensive end, I think he does a good job of wedging and just pursuing the ball. But some of the better rebounders have not been freak athletes. He's not a freak athlete. He's a good athlete, but he has a good knack and he's got a high motor that I think really enables him to be a very good rebounder.
Coach Dooley, before we let you go, big matchup versus Temple on Wednesday. Give us your scouting report for the Owls.
Well, obviously, terrific backcourt. Those guys are, I think the stat was combined for 66% of the points. And, we've got to make sure that those guys aren't on a deep run with Alston Rose and Pierre Lewis. I think those guys are all guys, Louis Pierre, those guys are all very capable. Obviously Coach Dumpy's an elite coach, and those guys are playing very well. So we'll have a couple of days prepared, and we better get ready.
Thank you very much for your time, Coach. Good luck this week, and we'll talk to you next month.